what I want to touch on is one way that you can have a standardized process is to your daily and weekly routines. Please, again, take a screenshot of this, hold on to this. This has changed lives of many, many SDRs that I've individually coached, trained, and you've probably seen this from other seasoned reps online. But when you start blocking out your calendar and putting yourself in a position to hit all the things you need to hit, it changes your life, right? So look at about a week or 2 weeks out from now and start standardizing your weekly routine. What are some of the verticals that you normally got to touch and work? What are the lead buckets that you have to work and stay on top of? Are there marketing campaigns that you need to be managing? Got to have a lunch, got to have admin hours for research so you can be intentional the next day. You got 6 hours a day outside of breaks and lunches to be very targeted. So, the admin hours will allow you to set up your day for tomorrow. And then you got to meet with your AE. Be flexible, be water with this, adjust it, but make sure you take a picture and look at a way to maximize your process through the week so that you're hitting everything, because otherwise you'll go blank and, you'll go a whole week without touching one of your verticals or your lead buckets. You got your manager on top of you. You feel overwhelmed. You don't feel like you're really being effective with your time. So look at your routines. Outreach, again, your prospecting process can be standardized. Look at how you're prioritizing your outreach. Be very, very intentional here. Again, what I like to teach is bucketing and tiering, managing your time accordingly. This protects your time and make sure that you're not wasting those connects. You're not wasting your outreach and prospecting time on things that don't need to. So you tier out your accounts, you tier out your personas and contacts, and you focus on your highest stuff first and then work your way down. And then you standardize the process, the cadence. You could see here, it's from a connect to a give to an ask to a release. The first 6 touches are going to be very personalized, very targeted. But then once I get through touch 7 to 14, now I'm kind of standardizing that process. Now this is a use case email. This is a case study I'm sending out. This is a buyer persona driven message more than it is a personalized message that I can scale now that I've kind of done my approach. You can't standardize, you can't outreach to everybody every single time with perfect personalization. So put your time accordingly where it needs to. So these are just a couple of standardized processes. Take some screenshots of these. These are for your daily and weekly and for your prospecting, but these are some ways that you can look at how you are doing some of your day-to-day. How do you maximize your time? So before we jump into the activities, right, these are a couple things to just help you with continuous improvement. Self-assess your daily activities. What do you have to do? Where are you being intentional and putting your time? Adopt time management techniques, right? Lean into them, understand how you can manage that time. Learn from your top performing peers. How are they maximizing their time? How are they hitting their quota? How are they staying on top of everything? You might unlock a thing or two that they're doing that you can implement. Lean into your sales tools. They're there to help you. They're not to replace you. They're not to do your job for you, but they are to lean into to maximize your time with certain things that don't need to be. If you leave a voicemail, maybe you have a voicemail email template that can be kind of scaled out that you just need to put in a few minor things, and then you can shoot that every time you leave a voicemail, right? Certain stuff that you can standardize. Seek feedback, coaching, right? As you guys are identifying these gaps, as you are standardizing your processes, be open, right? Seek the feedback and the coaching from there. Regularly review and optimize your process. Again, checking in, making sure, how do I know really where my time is going? And then how can I optimize? As far as metrics go, we're going to dive into this quickly here. These are 5 questions. Take a screenshot of this as you go back today. Just ask yourself some of this stuff. Ask your peers and each other, what are your personal productivity metrics? Are they aligned with your daily, weekly, and monthly goals? Are your processes and, are you tracking them? And which ones are you tracking? Are they directly related to your role, or are there things that you shouldn't be really, putting your mind to? How do your metrics compare to your peers? How are these being tied into the objectives and goals of your team? And what tools or resources or support do I need to better track, analyze, and act on these metrics, right? These are some questions right now as I show you these metrics, these things to track, just to keep in the back of your mind. So take a screenshot, capture those. You're gonna look at personal productivity, time allocation, task completion rate, goals achieved. These are some things to look at your personal productivity on your day-to-day. How much time are you allotting to things? Where is your task completion? If you're saying, 10 things that you need to do today, every day, how are you knocking them out? Are you? Are you just rolling everything into days and days? What goals are you achieving? Are they being achieved, right? That's another indicator to see if you're on the right track and you're being productive. If they're not, then clearly you might have some things you want to look underneath the hood to find out where you can improve. From a process and sales perspective, lead to opportunity conversion rate, opportunity to deal conversion rate, your sales cycle length, and your activity metrics. These are all things that are going to tie into your process productivity, making sure that, is your processes effective? Are they being maximized within your time? And in these areas, you're going to find roadblocks or not hitting those productivity metrics. You'll be able to know where you need to improve. So a couple of things for you to look at as you go, do these next two activities. And when you look at your day-to-day, just follow these kind of metrics, and that'll give you some insights as to if you're having productivity issues. And lastly, just for continuous improvement, establish clear performance benchmarks, track and analyze your key metrics regularly, share your results in team meetings and one-on-one. Again, a feedback loop, a collaboration environment. You all are going to discover that you're maybe having the same pains. Maybe somebody else is having something else that you can assist with. You'll be able to identify trends and areas for improvement, and then identify and adjust your processes and strategies based on the insights that you're finding. Know your numbers, know the stuff that you're trying to track, and then adjust. Be like water. Not everything's going to be perfect, but it's going to take some practice. And that's where this comes to, right? Seek feedback, engage in your development, regularly evaluate your goals and progress, practice, and embrace the growth mindset. It's going to be tough to look at some productivity gaps, be honest with yourself, really understand, are you being intentional in your process and in your personal time? And if you're not, practice, learn how to evaluate it, find where you can optimize it, and be open to changing it.